Over 200 schools in China that offer English top majors. If the student doesn't know a word of Chinese, don't worry, you can apply for English teaching. And all signs in China have English on them. For example, when you take the subway station not only has instructions in Chinese, but also in English. It also has the languages, Chinese and English. Although most Chinese do not use English, all students in universities have learned English. Many Chinese students are very willing to communicate with foreign students to exchange languages. You can meet some Chinese classmates and teach them oral English, and they will also be willing to teach you some Chinese. Compared to Chinese top programs, applying for English top programs is more difficult. The first reason is that the number of schools that can be applied to is relatively small. For example, there are over 1,200 universities in China applying for undergraduate degree programs, of which only over 200 can accept English top programs. Although this number is increasing every year, compared to over 1,000 schools, the number of choices is still much smaller. Foreign students can speak English, so they are willing to choose English top programs. However, the admission rate is still much higher than that of European and American schools. If you want to apply to a better school but are worried that your grades may not meet the application requirements, you can also choose to study a one-year Chinese preparatory course. Generally, as long as students study hard, they can reach the Chinese HSK level 4 within 1 year. Of course, if they have not reached this level, they can also choose to study Chinese for another year. Differences in university fees in China. The tuition and living expenses in big cities are higher, such as Shanghai, with an average tuition fee of $4,000–8,000 United States dollars per year. But in other cities, such as Shijiazhuang, tuition fees are only $1,000–2,000 United States dollars per year. Of course, the infrastructure of China's second-tier cities is also modern compared to large cities in other countries. So when applying to schools, you don't necessarily have to only consider Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou. Any city with a university is very beautiful. The living expenses and accommodation expenses are the same. For example, in Shanghai, the monthly living expenses are 1,000 United States dollars, but in some cities, the same standard of living can be achieved with only 500 United States dollars.